Good day, everyone. I am Max, the moderator for this webinar. I welcome everyone to today's webinar, The Mobile Workforce, New Realities for Employers Who Operate in More Than One State. I want to introduce our presenter for today, Mark Schwartz. Mark Schwartz is an employment tax specialist with over 25 years of payroll tax experience. I would now like to hand over the floor to the speaker. Over to you, Mark.
Thank you, and welcome everybody to today's audio conference on the mobile workforce. So I try to give you a broad overview of those issues that you have to think about when operating in more than one state, with a focus on your employees who work in more than one state and under what circumstances state income taxes need to be withheld. All right, so our agenda, we'll talk about multi-jurisdictional income and trailing tax liabilities. We'll have definitions and examples, certain problems, and withholding identification and best practices. And then we'll go to the heart of what determines tax obligations. It's known as economic nexus, and it's a pretty low bar of activities your company has to perform in other states, such as simple sales activities, that can create the economic nexus that results in payroll tax, sales tax, and income tax obligations. Then we'll focus on the payroll tax economic nexus. I'm a payroll tax expert, did it for about 15 years in the state of California. We'll focus on issues with telecommuters, and then we'll also talk about traveling workers and under what circumstances states where they travel want you or obligate you. When you send employees to certain states, it obligates you to register as an employer in that state and withhold state income tax for the services performed in those states. We'll also talk about unemployment tax. If you have workers that frequently travel and work in many states on your behalf, then we'll focus on state income tax withholding rules for employees who reside in a state but work in another, employees who work in more than one state. And it depends on what is known as residence. And we also need to talk about states that have reciprocal agreements. Those are states, California and Arizona is an example, where they're used to having citizens of one state working in the other. So they made an agreement that said, under these circumstances, you will withhold federal income tax for our state. And it's nice when they do that, because the federal government to date has not standardized this, although as we will see later, they're trying. And then we'll go to other issues, local taxes, W-4 issues, state audits, and some case examples. All right, so multi-jurisdictional income. What types of workers am I talking about? Well, this is a short list. Things that can go wrong if not managed correctly. All right, so types of payments that create a trailing tax liability. Now let's talk about economic nexus. Issues with telecommuters. Again, telecommuting became widespread during the pandemic, and it stuck in for a lot of workers and a lot of industries. Some states have de minimis exceptions. This is my latest list of states with reciprocity agreements. Right, so as if state tax withholding issues aren't enough, in some states you have to consider local issues. All right, about W-4 compliance, about employees in former jurisdictions, and just thank everybody for their attendance, and have yourselves a great weekend. And the rest of 2026, my goodness, where did January go?
You too, Mark, and thank you for conducting this lovely session for today. And thank you everyone for participating. You may all disconnect now. Have a great day ahead.